Devonte Wyatt was my #1 defensive tackle coming out of college, and after watching his preseason tape, I understand why he was the #1 defensive tackle. Look, I understand Jordan Davis went ahead of him in terms of being drafted, but I think Devonte Wyatt will have a better career, and today we're going to break his tape down. Now, one of the interesting things about this game is the Kansas City Chiefs did have their starting offensive line. Trey Smith, a lot of people do think is one of the best guards in the league. He has a reach block here on number 95. In my opinion, he does not get that reach. In fact, Wyatt does a great job setting the edge. And there is a holding penalty that's called on Andrew Wiley here. But I'm not too sure if that same penalty couldn't be called on the right guard. You can't call a hold on two separate guys. I mean, theoretically you can, but referees don't do that. In my opinion, Trey Smith does hold Devonte Wyatt in this play. If you guys watch it in its entirety, it is clear that Devonte Wyatt does a good job fighting that reach block. And in my opinion, the hands of Trey Smith does land to the outside shoulder of Devonte Wyatt. If you guys look here, the right hand is to the outside shoulder. Generally, that's okay. But when a guy pulls away the way Wyatt does here, you have to let go. And in my opinion, he's holding. And I do think that he is the reason why this came back 10 yards. Now, as I sat here and watched every single one of his 53 snaps over the past 2 weeks, it became very clear to me why Devonte Wyatt was a first-round pick. The guy's very good, and today we are going to look at a bunch of different snaps. Let's just get right into this next rep here. Now, of course, this is a 3rd and 9, and if you look at Wyatt, who is lined up in a 4-eye technique over the right tackle, obviously he's in a one-on-one situation with Trey Smith, the right guard. Keep in mind, Trey Smith is a second-year guard, but people regard him as a top 10 right guard. And the quarterback throws this ball quickly because Devonte Wyatt is almost there. Devonte Wyatt beats Trey Smith on this rep, and look at how close he is to getting to the quarterback. You know, one of the reasons why I loved Wyatt so much was because of his pass rushing skills, and this play right here kind of displays that. He's going to give this right guard a hezzy to the inside. At the same time, he's going to swat, dip, and rip all at the same time. And again, the quarterback gets the ball out, in my opinion, because Wyatt does pressure the quarterback. Quarterback dumps it off. 3rd and 9. Devonte Wyatt gets close to a sack. As a defensive lineman, you're not going to make every single play, especially as a defensive tackle. It's very hard for defensive tackles to get sacks, hits on the quarterback, tackles, right? Generally speaking, that's not what defensive tackles do. But the fact that Wyatt is here winning his reps, he's getting in the backfield, to me, that is impressive. On this play, he does a nice job understanding his responsibility. The right guard has a reach to Wyatt, and Wyatt gets upfield. And of course, he doesn't make the play here, understandably. He is a rookie. In the future, he may make this play, but it's still a nice job to read and react, and at least change the angle that the receiver takes the ball here. Let's get into the next rep. Alright guys, jumping into this next play, this is a simple power run. And Joe Thuney, the Pro Bowl left guard, is going to be in a one-on-one block with Devonte Wyatt. And truth be told, this is a backside block for Thuney. He does do his job. But I want to kind of talk about this play because this is kind of the process, the mindset that number 95 has. Now, he's going to lock up with Thuney, which is great. He has his gap. Thuney is doing his job. But watch the swipe by Devonte Wyatt. Watch as he's going to swipe Thuney's left arm. Now, it's not a whole lot, and technically he doesn't do anything on this play. But, you know, when I watch defensive linemen, and I know scouts around the league do the same exact thing, you want to watch a guy, and you want to see how he's using his hands, how he's disengaging with offensive linemen. You know, if a lineman is locked in with you, are you able to swap those hands and disengage? Are you able to swipe and get past him, or rip or spin if needed? Right? These little things do translate. And in my opinion, Devonte Wyatt is doing all the little things you want in a rookie defensive tackle. Now, I do want to state a quick disclaimer. If there's plays in which Devonte Wyatt is double teamed like this, or if there's really nothing in terms of teach tape that we can really break down, we will skip those plays. Just wanted to quickly say that. Let's go ahead and get into the next rep. Now, one of the things that I noticed as I was kind of watching these plays is Devonte Wyatt is being double teamed on a lot of these plays. I kind of found that interesting. Did want to quickly just point that out. Let's go ahead and get into the next rep. When I watched Devonte Wyatt, his technique was very, very good. On this play right here, he does a great job getting low, really controlling that left guard, and stopping this play for minimal yards. This is a really solid job by Wyatt. Right out of his stance, he fires low, and I mean, look at this. You can tell right off the bat. He is lower than this offensive lineman, plus he has the chest plates controlled. Anytime you can control those chest plates, this is the results you're going to get. You're going to be able to control where that offensive lineman can and cannot go. Plus, you'll be able to shed a little bit easier. And in this case, Wyatt's able to wrap up this running back and bring him down. That's a solid job right there. Let's get into the next rep. Now, as we're kind of talking about technique and him firing off low, another big part of his game is the fact that he has different pass rushing moves. On this play right here, he's literally getting in the face of this quarterback. Now, on this play, as you guys can see, he's really like in a 5 technique over the right tackle. And this right guard has a tough block because he has to get out there. He has to really set at the 45 degree. And Wyatt does a really nice job not only getting upfield, but then even spinning. And look at this. Like, he literally gets to the quarterback. Now, one of the interesting things is statistically, he didn't have any sacks. But even Pro Football Focus, which a lot of people rely on, did not say he hit the quarterback or pressured the quarterback at all. And that is one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of Pro Football Focus, because in my opinion, a scout, a general manager, a defensive line coach are going to look at this play and say, damn, that's a nice play. Because look at where number 61 is. Like, 61's confused and he's lost and he has no idea what the hell's going on. Like, Devonte Wyatt flat out embarrasses number 61 here. And it's a really nice move as well. Like, he sets this up to the outside. He actually does a good job with the speed hezzy to the outside. The right guard really oversets and then he comes back around. And look at the left hand as he spins. That left hand punches and is used as leverage against number 61. And then he throws him. Of course, he clears the way. And this is the last thing a quarterback wants to see. Like, a quarterback does not want to see a 6'3", 315-pound beast coming at you like that. That's a really nice job by Wyatt. And again, unless you watch the tape, you wouldn't even realize that Wyatt's having this type of impact. Now, I already mentioned this, but the protection call slide is towards Devonte Wyatt often. And the center is getting out there to double team, and it makes sense why. It is a quick one-step drop by the quarterback. And Wyatt does a nice job bull rushing. He gets low. Look at that. That right there is really nice. He gets low. He gets those hands to the inside. He drives this offensive lineman backwards. That's a solid job right there. Let's get into the next rep. One of the things I noticed with Wyatt over and over and over again is just how explosive he is, how strong he is, how physical he is. On this play, he doesn't do anything, right? You guys can see he chases the quarterback, doesn't get a tackle, doesn't get a pressure, doesn't get a sack, doesn't get a hit on the quarterback. But what he does do is, at the point of attack, he's going to swat this right guard's hands with his right hand there, swat him away, and beat him. Now, of course, he is being double teamed by the center, and the center does stop him. But he throws the right guard, and he beats the right guard, and truth be told, this is a winning rep in my opinion. Now, here's the thing. Coaches are looking at this, and they're going to say Devonte Wyatt is winning his one-on-one reps. And coaches are going to say, well, let's go ahead and move this defensive tackle that's lined up on the outside shade of the left guard. Let's go ahead and line him up right here. Let's put him over the center. And let's have him slant this way, and let's let Devonte Wyatt be in a one-on-one situation. That's what they're going to do as they realize that Wyatt is just dominating people. Now, of course, they're not doing that now. Keep in mind that this preseason, you're not going to give away some of these different things you're going to do. But come week 1 or 2, when you need a guy to get after the quarterback, you're going to put Wyatt in this situation to be in a one-on-one situation. Now, I do want to switch focus here and get into the Saints game because I think Wyatt did some good things against the Saints as well. Now, do know, as we mentioned, one of the things that the Green Bay defense is going to do is they're going to put Wyatt, if he is lined up in this wide technique here, they're going to put a defensive tackle here to slant into the center, and that's going to give Wyatt a one-on-one situation. Now, in this play, he doesn't necessarily get the one-on-one because they do have the running back here stay behind the pass set. But my point is I did want to just point this out really quickly. They are going to do this, right? They obviously already did it against the Saints. Keep in mind, I did the other game before I did the Saints game here. But do understand they are going to do these things. They are going to get Wyatt in one-on-one situations. Of course, here he gets double teamed. But that won't always happen, right? So I did want to just quickly point that out. Not a major deal. Let's get into the next rep. It's not really anything to criticize because he is a rookie and technically this was his first ever game. But I would like Wyatt to be able to recognize these screens a little bit better, a little bit faster, a little bit quicker. And he will, right? Obviously, he just needs those reps. But in this play, you can see that they basically let him go. Right, anytime that someone lets you go, you should recognize quickly that it's a screen. In this play, he doesn't. He tries to go after the quarterback. And you guys can see that, obviously, number 7 here, I believe that's Taysom Hill, does end up picking up like 7-8 yards. Not a major deal, just wanted to point it out to at least put one rep in which we criticize the rookie here, right? I don't want to be biased. It's not something that I try to do. I always try to at least do a couple of reps in which I think the guy may need to improve. So I guess that was the one rep. But again, I think Devonte Wyatt looks really good, and I'm really surprised that he wasn't the first defensive tackle taken. I know his teammate Jordan Davis went first, and I get it. The guy has massive size. But in the grand scheme of things, that type of stuff doesn't matter in my opinion, right? Because everyone's big. Everyone in the NFL is strong and tough and physical. But not everyone has the pass rushing moves, right? I want you guys to watch Devonte Wyatt on this play, because he does something at the end of this play that I actually saw him do at Georgia. In fact, if you guys watch my Devonte Wyatt video, I pointed this out. One of the things he did at Georgia was, as someone else has the running back wrapped up, one of the things he would do is come and try to punch the ball out. Watch his left hand. If you guys missed it, let me rewind it. Watch the left hand come, and he throws a punch to try to get the ball out. I don't think 98% of players have the awareness to do this. Right here, what Devonte Wyatt just showed. And this is why I think Devonte Wyatt is going to have a Pro Bowl packed career. Like, I really do think that if it just clicks, if he's able to just get the technique, just get the game speed to slow down, he gets stronger, he gets a little bit faster, the guy's going to be a superstar. And what I'm saying here, right, get faster in the technique and that stuff, that's just the general going from college to the NFL, right? Everyone in the NFL is strong. But things like this, you can watch every other defensive lineman, and they're not going to try to punch the ball out, right? Quay Walker already has the tackle here on this running back, and he gets it. He knows that he may have the ability to punch the ball out here, and he takes his shot. That right there is an impressive play, man. Let's get into the next rep. Wyatt is going to be in a one-on-one situation with number 51 here, the right guard. And watch Devonte Wyatt get physical, get tough, get low, and control. You know, one of the things I oftentimes say as a defensive tackle, taking on offensive linemen, is you want to get your hands to the inside, get them on the chest plates, and control. I mean, this right here, what Devonte Wyatt is doing right here, that is the ultimate control, and that's exactly what you want to do. Devonte Wyatt has sealed off this right here. Like, there's no way the running back is able to get to the outside on this play because Wyatt's right there. That right there is what I want to see, man. That's a really nice job in terms of technique from Devonte Wyatt. As we kind of talk about Devonte Wyatt and the technique and the ability to control, he shows that once again on this play. He does a great job against the left guard, and he's just controlling him, man. That's really nice job. He sheds him, and he almost gets the tackle. Now, a penalty does get called. I'm not sure if the penalty comes on the center or the left guard. In my opinion, it looks like both of those guys get held. I believe it's probably the center because this guy actually reaches out. But I think Wyatt ends up getting held here as well. But again, from a technique standpoint, Wyatt does a really nice job controlling this left guard, getting his hands on him, being able to keep his eyes to the inside, and just throwing him to the side and almost getting there and making the play. You know, there's not a whole lot to say about Devonte Wyatt. I was looking at his PFF stats, and I don't think he had any stats in terms of sacks or hits or pressures to the quarterback. And that kind of shows you why PFF is wrong, right? Or at least I should say this video should show you why PFF is wrong, right? He clearly had at least some pressures, and he did some really solid things. Now, if this is the first time you guys are on this channel, please consider subscribing. Hit that thumbs up button. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, man, do understand we're going to be following both Quay Walker and Devonte Wyatt throughout the season. We'll probably circle back after week 2 or 3 to really see how both guys are kind of doing. And we do plan to do a bunch of film studies, Packers content, stuff like that. So please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time with another video.